Welcome to Kate Was Here, an improvised storytelling experiment written and performed by Doug Banks and Kat Blackard. To support this and other surprise RPG experiences, head to patreon.com/omniversemedia.
The last step of this adventure ended in 1958, where Doc had disappeared, and the almanac had disappeared, and Kate was in the car as it went out of control, off of a ditch, and crashed into a tree, and there was blackout, and that's where we ended it. We are now going to pick up an unknown time later. Kate, you can feel yourself. You're asleep in a bed, and it feels very comfy. It's not like a hospital bed. This isn't like you're on the floor somewhere. This is a nice, actual, comfy bed somewhere, and you're starting to stir. You're getting your senses about you, and this is in a house. This is in a bedroom, and you're wearing pajamas. You've actually been changed into like long pajamas.
Oh, okay. I snap awake because that's wrong. That doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And when you do, you look around. You can see that you're in a bedroom that you are absolutely unfamiliar with. This also looks to be like a young man's bedroom, like maybe either a teenager or something in their 20s. Like there's some possible high school pennants on the like around, like sports trophies. Very very typical of this time period. There's a window. There's rain outside. It looks to be in the late evening, but you're alone.
Okay, I very quietly get out of bed. Am I on the first floor, second floor?
You appear to be on the second floor.
Okay. I go to the window and look out of it discreetly, seeing if I recognize any surroundings at all.
It's a 1950s suburban neighborhood, and it is raining in the evening time. You don't recognize anything.
Okay. I look around for, without turning on any lights, my bag, my clothes, anything that...
You find your shoes that you remember purchasing.
Yeah.
Your shoes are by the bed in front of a dresser. There is a empty paper bag, like a large paper bag, that's folded and put on top of the dresser, but your shoes are in front of the dresser.
But the paper bag is empty and folded.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that's just what you can see plainly in front of you without searching.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna search.
Sure. As you open up the drawers of this dresser, you can find your clothes inside.
Okay.
Along with some other, the top few drawers look like they're normally empty, but your clothes are in it. If you were curious and you just keep searching, it looks like some of the other drawers have some older boys' clothes in it.
Okay. I'm gonna not put on those clothes yet. If I don't see anything else, if I can't scrounge up anything else that I had on me, like my phone or anything else, like in my purse.
You have to correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe you had left your phone in the DeLorean.
Okay, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff that should stay there and not have gone out in that mission.
I vaguely remember you and Doc talking about keeping that stuff in the DeLorean, and that all you would have on you is your period appropriate stuff.
Perfect. Well, good. I'm glad I'm glad I planned ahead.
That's why he's the Doc.
You're right. Yeah. Hasn't saved us so far. I mean, he's great. He's great. Great guy. Okay. So I'm of the mind that whatever's happened here, the only way that I'm going to be able to get out of here is, well, it's raining. I could try to climb up the second-story window or whatever and just, figure out where I am, get to Lion Estates. But I'm turned around, and it's probably going to be easier for me to just fake this until I make it. But I have to come up with a story about what the hell happened to Doc, why I was alone in that car, why I was in, I was trying to get from the passenger seat to the driver's seat, but clearly that didn't work.
Yeah, it all happened very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to make up a boyfriend. My boyfriend Kyle Reese. He pulled a fast one on me, and I don't know what happened, but he jumped out of the car. My mom always told me he was no good, and so on and so forth. This is as much as I've got right now, but I don't know why. But he tried to put one over on me. But okay, so that's good. That's good enough for now. I think I kind of know where I'm gonna take this, and hope that I'm not overcomplicating the situation, and that I'm gonna like be able to just easily get into the situation.
Okay. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to not change into my clothes yet, as long as, like, I assume that these are very, like, pajama-y pajamas.
Yeah, pants and, like, long sleeves. Yeah.
Okay, great. Do I feel hurt at all? I mean, I was in a car crash.
You do, if you want to take a moment to sort of get your senses about you.
Yeah.
I will say that the back of your head does hurt. The top of your head hurts a little bit, but not so much that you have trouble thinking or anything like that. But you definitely, and if you feel on your head, you do feel bumps. And possible, like, you're not sure, like, it may be stitched, it may be, you may have had a serious thing. You're not entirely sure. It's hard to tell with your hair and with the placement of it and everything, and since you can't really see.
And I didn't have any ID on me, right? I wouldn't have.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Great. Super. This is easy. Piece of cake. All right, so I'm gonna very softly open the door and see where I find myself. See if there's if it seems like anybody's awake. And just be like, oh hey, what's happening?
Sure. So what we'll say then is you can creak your door open and you see that you're on the second floor of a modest suburban house. You can hear a radio on. So I'll put some of this on. You hear a radio on. It sounds like it might be from down the hall, which might be more bedrooms and possibly a bathroom. You can hear someone moving around. It sounds like it's downstairs in the kitchen.
Okay. I'm gonna walk down the stairs.
And now, did you vocalize? You say hello? Did you make any?
Not
okay,
yet.
Okay.
But as I start to go down, I'm not. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna sneak up on somebody in their own house. I don't think that's really the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna say hello. Is anyone there?
And you hear the voice of an adult woman, and you hear her, like, the moving stops in the kitchen, and she walks out from the kitchen, and you see a woman that you don't recognize. She looks like she's probably in her 40s. She says, "Kate, you shouldn't be out of bed. Are you feeling all right?"
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Edna, you don't. Oh, the doctor said you may not remember. That's okay. Here, sweetie, sit down. I'll explain everything. You're fine. Everything's fine. Just have a seat.
I don't remember what happened to me.
She says, I can tell you everything. It's all right. Just here. Just here before you feel faint. And she's gonna pull a chair and she's gonna make sure. She seems very, very concerned.
Okay.
She sits you down, and she's gonna pour you, like, some water. And then when you hear the her going about the kitchen, just trying to just get you something so you can calm down and relax. You hear footsteps from upstairs come down fairly quickly, and you see a 17-year-old girl, again, you don't recognize, and she's like, "Oh, is she okay? Is everything okay?" And the mother, apparently the mother, says, "Yeah, Betty, don't worry. She doesn't remember, so we have to explain things again." And she's like, "Oh, okay. What should I do?" And the mother's like, "It's all right. Just here, sit. Come sit with us, and we'll explain." So they both sit down.
Can you describe them at all?
Yeah. The younger girl, she's 17. She has dark hair. She's in a nice dress that's typical of the time and of her age. The mother, she has darker brown hair. She looks like the homemaker extraordinaire apron. I mean, the picture of Betty Crocker, like, whatever. They're both white, and they are both very. They seem very genuinely concerned and trying to be very delicate with you. And are also seem very welcoming.
Okay. You said, did the girl say her name? Was it Betty?
I think the mother called the girl Betty.
Okay.
And I think the mother, I had said, if she didn't, she says, when you said, "Who are you?" she said that she's Edna.
Edna, yeah, you did say that, yeah. Okay, well, I'm sat down, and did she pour me some liquid?
Yeah, she gives you some water. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great. So I'm gonna drink that as much as my unless it hurts me,
No, you're fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Edna says, so what? Maybe it's best if you just tell us what you remember.
I don't. I don't remember anything.
Do you remember your name, Kate? Do you remember you were in a car?
I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember anything with a car. Was I in an accident?
Yes. Well, Betty and I were at home and received a call from the hospital, and they had said that a young woman was involved in a car accident, was found on the side of the road in a vehicle. She had no ID, but she was coming in and out of consciousness, and when the doctors had asked her what her name was, she said it was Kate Ritchie. And we thought, I'm Edna Ritchie, this is Betty, and we thought that maybe there was some relation between you and my husband's niece, who is Catherine, but she's my husband's family's on the other side of the country, and his niece Catherine shouldn't be in California. But they were trying to find who might be related. They found us in the phone book. Ritchie was the name. There was no other Ritchie, so and we thought Kate, Catherine. We took you home under the assumption that you could be Catherine Ritchie. Are you Catherine Ritchie?
I'm sorry, I'm not. It's just Kate.
She says, "Okay, that's fine. We thought it'd be better safe than sorry, but you're welcome to stay as long as you need." What else do you remember? I mean, the doctors had said that you'd woken up momentarily several times. That's how they were able to get your name. But you had no driver's license. You had no identification. You were found in a strange car that didn't belong to you. The police wanted to know if you'd possibly stolen it. The doctors didn't seem to think so, and there was no evidence that you had stolen this car. It was purchased earlier in the day, but we don't have any other information on who you are and where you may have come from.
No, I don't even know how to drive.
Oh, and you have no memory of getting in the car with anyone?
I was supposed to see my boyfriend, Kyle.
Where does he live? Maybe we could reach out to him.
Well, okay, I mean, maybe he's not my boyfriend. He's a guy I know. I've never been to his house.
Do you live in Hill Valley, or do you live in San Silvestri?
Well,
or are you visiting?
I'm visiting actually. Oh, my uncle's gonna be so worried.
Uncle.
Yeah.
Okay. Your uncle lives nearby?
I'm visiting. Emmett Brown.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with the town. But I've been corresponding with this guy, and so I came out here with my uncle, and
like a pen pal,
Yeah, I think we were supposed to meet up, and maybe we did. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Well, hey, you rest easy. I'll look up your uncle. And I can.
My name's Kate McFly, by the way.
Your name is. You told the doctor your name was Kate Ritchie.
I don't know why I said that.
Oh, all right then. Okay. Kate. Then very well.
Why would I have said that?
That beats me, honey. But it's all right. You said it was Brown.
Yeah.
What was the name?
Emmett Brown.
Emmett Brown. Okay, give me one moment. I'm going to check the phone book, and she's going to leave, and Betty is going to. She stays there with you. And says, so you had your boyfriend? You were trying to see a boyfriend or something, and he left you? Like what happened?
I mean, it's Betty, right?
Yes.
Betty, I don't know. I remember seeing him, and it wasn't like I thought it was going to be, and he was real nice when we wrote, but No, I don't remember what happened though.
She's like, oh, that sounds awful. I'm so sorry. Edna's going to come back and say, well, I just tried the number, and there was no answer. If you would like, either Betty or myself could probably just drive you over. This Hill Valley is still a, like, maybe 20, 30-minute drive from here.
Oh, where are we?
Oh, you're in San Silvestri.
Oh.
And you're remembering this is probably where that racetrack was. Because you were on the way back from the racetrack.
Okay. What time is it? Is there any clocks around here?
Yeah, it's a little after 6:40. The sun has gone down, and I would say probably by this time the rain has come to an end. So it's nice, quiet. It's post rain, and the sun has officially set.
Okay. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'm so sorry. You folks are so kind to have taken me in like this. This is...
Edna says, well, to be honest, we thought you might have been related first.
Of course, yeah.
But knowing that you're in such trouble, I mean, the least we could do is get you a ride back into town.
Are there hospital bills? Do I owe you any money?
Well, you probably will have to reach out to the hospital and let them know, especially if you're going to be staying with your uncle. I can forward them your information.
I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. And again, thank you for asking, because again, we thought you may have been family, so that we would have taken it upon ourselves. But if your uncle can help, then I can pass the information along, his information along to the hospital.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay. Would you like anything to eat, or we can take you right away? Are you feeling comfortable enough to move around? How do you feel?
I mean, the back of my head hurts, but
yeah. I would say outside of the game, yeah, you do feel, you're good enough to ride.
I think that would be great. I really appreciate everything you folks have done for me. And yeah, if that wouldn't be too much trouble, I would really appreciate that.
Sure. Betty says, okay, Mom, I'll take her. Kate, you as soon as you're ready and as soon as you're changed, I'll drive you. It's no problem.
Oh, thanks.
And Betty says, okay, then Edna says, okay, I can prepare some food in the meantime, and I can have something when you get back. So,
yeah,
no problem.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll go back up. I'll get dressed. What's Betty's vibe? Like, does she seem like sporty or like?
She seems very reserved right now.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say definitely doesn't speak when her mom is talking. The mom doesn't come across as overbearing or overly stern, but this house seems very disciplined. And as you look around, you can see the entire decor. This is not the hip happening fun zone.
Right.
This is definitely a very quiet, very clean house. Although you detect some decor that suggests a more masculine presence, there are no men in the house. There's certainly there's been no mention of a husband or whose bedroom you might have been in, but there's definitely a shadow of a masculine presence here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, cool. Interesting. Noted. And I'm ready to go, and we'll see how far I get.
Okay. So you just go upstairs and change, and then you want to head out as soon as you can?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Betty will be ready. She'll grab the keys and take you outside, and you can get in the car. And Edna's, as you're about to leave, Edna will say, "And honey, if anything goes wrong, if you need to reach out to anyone," and she wrote down on like a little piece of paper that she's already torn out. She says, "You call us if you run into any more trouble, and we just want to make sure you get back on your feet."
Thank you so much, Edna. You've been so kind. I can't even begin to. I'll check in with you. I'll let you know how things are. Thank you.
Okay. She goes, "God bless you, honey," and she gives you like a quick kiss on the cheek and just sets you on your way.
Okay.
And so Betty's there with you, starts up the car, and you are well on your way. And you're just making the ride back into Hill Valley. It's going to take like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. Well then, I guess this is my first real opportunity to interact with someone my own age in this time displacement, and I've certainly got some morbid curiosity and need every bit of information I can get to make sure that I'm able to, like, keep my lies going and
yeah.
So Betty, what kind of fun stuff do you get up to?
She's kind of flattered that you're asking. She's like, I like music. I like to go to see the movies when I can. Honestly, there really hasn't been a lot of fun stuff lately. It's really just been me and my mom for a while now. So I really just sort of just make sure she's doing okay, watch after her and stuff.
Yeah, whose bedroom was I in?
Oh, that's my brother's bedroom. Edward. He's off in the army right now.
Oh, wow. Cool. Well, what kind of music do you like?
Well, I like to play too.
You like to play music? What do you play?
I got a ukulele for Christmas last year, and my mom only really wants to hear like hymns and stuff, so I know a lot of that. But when I was with my friends before, I'd play some cool stuff. I like Buddy Holly and Elvis. Some of I like Hound Dog. It's really cool. And she's like kind of giddy, but like just because she can share this, sort of thing. And it's a picture is forming on the quiet, repressed home life that this family usually has. She's my dad's he's a traveling salesman, so he's gone a lot of the time. And my brother, he just couldn't wait to get out of the house. So the moment he was old enough, he signed up. So that's why it's been me and my mom for like a year or so now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your dad's been gone a while.
He comes back like every 3 months or so, and he'll stay for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then he's on the road again. But he works hard so we can live comfortably. We just try to make things nice and clean for him so that when he's back here, he can relax and get refreshed and be back on the road and to do his thing. But because of that, I was going out a lot, and my mom didn't really. She got like really nervous about me always leaving and hanging out with people, and just got worried for my safety. And I'm like, Mom, I'm like, I'm 16, like I'm okay, but now it's like a year later, and some of my friends have kind of gone on and done their own stuff, and sometimes I felt a little left behind, and I took it out on her a little bit. But we've reached like. We're kind of balanced now, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do after school, and she's got a lot of opinions, and just trying to figure things out. But, that's why when you say, like, fun, other than music I can play when I get away with it, there's not a whole lot going on.
Well, hey, I mean, any kind of music is great, especially if, like, if you mean it, if you're playing things from the heart, or even just to make yourself bop, which I'm attempting some kind of like colloquialism that maybe makes sense. So what are you thinking about doing after school, or after this?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I got ideas, but my mom, my mom always says like she wants me to be safe and stuff, and maybe I had a bit of a rebellious streak, when I was a little bit younger, and I don't know. She would never force me to do anything. I don't want to say anything bad about my mom. She never forced me, but
how rebellious? Come on.
I don't know. Like I would go sneaking out and hang out, and we'd go down and listen to some records and stuff, and with my friends. But
that sounds completely normal.
I don't know, but she's worried because there's no men in the house, and she's worried that I'm, don't have any, like role models or anything, and that I'm gonna get in with the wrong crowd and stuff. But I'm fine. But she's asked me if I would consider, after school, if I would, join the sisters at the Discalced Carmelites of the Infant Jesus over in Santa Clara, but I really I don't want to do that.
Is that a convent?
Yeah, but, well, it's not just a convent. It's more like a monastery, where you spend your. I don't want to spend my whole life praying, and that's really what they do. So I was actually going to ask you because I mean, and she kind of like gestures to your overall getup. She's like, I mean, you just forgive me if it's forward, but I just think you're really cool. Like you got. Like you've got like this cool hair. Like, have you been to France before? Like, have you been to Paris? Because like your hair and your, I don't know, like your style, and you got the pedal pushers, and you've got like, and just like the bob thing going on. It just seems very very European, and I like it.
Oh, Betty, that's really flattering. No, I've never been to Europe. I practice photography, and I like European fashions, and like what's happening, over there, artistically, aesthetically. So I try to wear that energy, when I can.
She's like, my mom wouldn't even cast an eyeball in that direction. Like I love it, but I'm not allowed to like wear that type of stuff or like listen to like, rock and roll or anything like that. So I don't know. It's just cool to see someone else like totally live in that, and I can't wait till like until I can move out and start getting my own stuff. But like I have you seen did you see Gigi?
Yeah, I say I was about to say like a long time ago, a really long time ago. I was like, yeah. Parts of it, I was sneaking in and out of theaters.
Oh, you're crazy! You're like, that's crazy.
Well, I was seeing a movie; it wasn't very good, so I thought I'd just catch something better.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've seen it like 3 times. I just love like the Parisian like thing, and I just have this crazy dream of like taking off after school and going to Paris and just getting into like the music and like the fashion and stuff and. So I don't know, but I've never even like, I've never been outside of America. So like, I don't know how I would do, but I don't know.
There's a lot of America, Mm-hmm. But hey, I mean, like, it sounds like you really need to like spread your wings, there's, I feel like there, if religion is where someone wants to turn their heart, there's always time to do that. But you're a young person, and now is the time to really get a sense of what that means. And look, obviously, whatever happened to me today, it was a mistake, and the world's a dangerous place, and there's lots of, you never know what's going to happen, right? But you never know what's going to happen. It could be good sometimes, and maybe I still don't remember what happened, but whatever it was, I was stupid and I got too excited. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't have tried. And it means I'll do better next time, because any accident you can walk away from, right?
I mean, I do. Yeah, you're right. But like, I feel like sometimes I just get flustered, and I feel like I'm some kind of Mickey Mouse spaz, like just a mess, and I'm not cool, but like, I don't know.
You just said Mickey Mouse spaz. You seem pretty cool to me.
I don't know. I just like I used to hang out with some cool people, but ever since my brother joined the army and I've just been taking care of my mom, I feel like I've been out of the loop. Like, oh gosh, like one of my friends, Jenny, like we were like really close, but now she's like, queen of the paper shakers and backseat bingo, and I'm like, just studying hymns instead, wishing I could like, at least go out. I don't have to go be the new queen. I just want to, have more fun, before I have to become an adult,
Yeah. Well, what about college? What about like some time in a big city? Find your people.
My grades are okay, but we don't really have a lot of money to go, just go off to college. And I don't know. My brother's nice, but we couldn't afford college for him.
Oh.
What's the point in sending me to college? And you know, you don't have to go. You know, my dad would say you don't have to go to college to be like, you know, a secretary or like a flight attendant.
You don't have to be a secretary or a flight attendant. Times are changing.
I guess. And there's also pressure, like, you know, everyone wants to get married, and I don't see myself getting circled anytime soon. So, like, you know, I'm just.
Hey, if you play a mean ukulele or a mean guitar, for that matter, plenty of people can be circling.
She's like, you know, just like blushes, you know, just like, again, you're just like, you're really pumping up her ego, which is nice.
Well, she's cute.
Yeah. Anyway, so she starts driving through,
and I mean it.
Yeah, and so so she you're getting towards Hill Valley, and you're gonna have to cut through downtown. And as you're cutting through downtown, you're stopping through, like, you know, the courthouse square and stuff like that. And she sees over at, like, you know, you've been talking this entire time. Mm-hmm. And as she looks over at, like, Lou's Cafe, she sees that it's, you know, it's like 7-something, you know, at night. And there's a bunch of teenagers in there, and they're, like, dancing and having malts and stuff. And she's like, okay, this is crazy, but, like, do you want to just go hang out for a minute? Just like,
Betty, I would love that. I'm not like. I can't see the back of my head. I'm not, like, visibly bleeding, am I? Like,
no,
okay.
you're fine. Trust me, you look really cool. So she just gets excited, and at, like, just like living this is very much outside of her, you know, like living on a whim, you know. So she pulls into a parking spot, and just like, you know, it's like, come on, let's go, and she's like she's really jazzed up.
Yeah, no, like I'll grab her hand and follow her energy into this space and let her lead the way as much as possible so I don't put my foot in my mouth.
No, sure. So as you head inside, you were actually in here
earlier with Doc.
Yeah, but here's yes, you were in here earlier, but no one has made it clear what day today is yet.
Oh no.
Oh no. But you have to be fair, you haven't asked, and I hadn't in conversation, it hadn't come up. But maybe I would say it's probably fair for you to ask, because you were like, well, do you bring up the fact that you were already in here? Like,
no.
Okay. So I will say then, just for your own sake, as you come in, there's like a calendar behind the counter. And you know that Bith's birthday was on March 27th. Today is March 28th. So this is more than 24 hours after your car accident.
That factors.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm particularly surprised by that. It's not a week, and that would have been, I would have been like,
yeah, week would have been really bad. But still, the fact it's still a surprise.
Yeah.
that you've been out of commission for that long. So she like finds a booth that's just been vacated, and she like slides in, and it's got the little jukebox, you know, thing where you could, you know, choose stuff. And there's a couple kids dancing. It's a mostly teenage crowd, because I believe this is also a Friday night, so it's bumping, you know. And like one of the waitresses brings over menus and slides them over, and she's just kind of like, I haven't been to Hill Valley in a while, so this is kind of cool too. I don't know any of these people, but and she like notices the jukebox that's there at the table, and she's like, oh, you have a thin one on you?
Betty, I don't have a thing on me at this point.
She's like, okay, no problem. And then she digs into, like, she gets a little change purse out of her purse, and she finds a dime, and she goes, we'll save that for later. And so like she gets a dime ready to put in for a song. And you guys can order your food if you're hungry. I mean, are you hungry? Or are you just gonna chill?
I'll order a chocolate malt.
Cool. She'll order like a plate of fries.
I'll check with her, like, because obviously she's got my tab, and I
yeah, she's like, oh no, it's fine, get whatever. So she's like, we'll split she's like, well, let's get a large plate of fries and we'll split it.
Sure, that sounds great.
And she gets, like, you know, a strawberry shake or whatever, and so you're just hanging, you're just chilling and having a good time, and just feeling the vibe. You get more of a sense of like how repressed she's felt, and you know, I mean, it's been a very good like evening, and I will say, when you're combing your own memory of your family, you don't recall a Betty. Edward rings a bell as like a grandfather.
Yeah, and Edward Ritchie, like a great grandfather, or
Edward Ritchie might be a grandfather or great grandfather. You're not sure. Your dad's side of the family is a little bit more hazy, like that history of it. But you certainly don't remember Edna or Betty. You don't recall any discussions on it.
I mean, I feel like because I don't recall this, I couldn't put the pieces together. I'm not figuring we're related.
That's the other thing. Well, that's the thing. You're trying to figure out are we related or not. And with the name, Edward rings a bell, but Betty doesn't.
Right.
That's the thing. And Edward rings a bell specifically for your grandfather, like direct grandfather on your father's side. But I'll leave it up to you to help fill in the blanks on whether or not do you think you've ever met your grandfather on your father's side? Did he maybe die before you were born? Did he die when you were young? Has he alive and estranged? Have you never met?
Yeah, no, we've met, yeah. And I'm trying to remember the history that we cobbled together, because I feel like the family, not both sides of the family were not from Hill Valley, I think, was the...
Right. The Ritchie family is not originally from Hill Valley. I mean, you were born in Hill Valley.
Right.
And your dad was born in Hill Valley, but beyond that, no, for sure.
Well, clearly, my mom was born in Hill, or maybe wasn't born here, but like... But the grandparents on her side...
Yes.
Were there in the 80s, so that's...
So it seems like Hill Valley was more of your mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
And your dad's side of the family was from out of town.
Yeah, so I mean, this isn't... It's not really copying for me. I don't know if it should, let me know, but...
Well, Edward would. That's the thing. The name sticks out, and that he's just from just outside of Hill Valley. That seems to line up vaguely from what you remember, but you really don't. This is what this really is what I'm trying to get across, is that there's a lot about your dad's side of your family that you never really talked about and you don't really know much about.
I see.
So you're more comfortable with your mom's side of the family than your dad's. Especially with your dad's side of the family, your dad especially known for being fairly repressed, and especially with like religious overtones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're kind of not sure what the deal is with Betty. I mean, it's piecing together as possibly that Betty is not your grandmother, because Edward's your grandfather, but Betty is a relative that you just didn't even know existed. And would be like a grandparent's age, because Edward would be your grandfather. So Edna would be like your great grandmother, and so on and so on and so on. Is what it's starting to feel like. But again, you're not
like
100%.
If that is how it
if that is how it turns out. So with that, Betty has, you guys have split your fries. You've been talking, just making small talk about movies that you've seen and stuff. And she, like, every answer you're giving her, because you're being very cautious too.
Right.
So like it just comes across as like mysterious and cool to her. And she just like has a million questions and stuff. But it's all like on the up and up. And so after you guys have eaten and like the teenagers have been dancing and stuff, she's like, okay, Can we just dance like one time and then we can go? I promise, just one song. Is that cool?
Yeah, and I'm the one blushing, because I'm like, yeah, okay, because like she seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, repressed but very cool. And she's and even compared to most of the other teenagers in here, she looks very homely compared to like some of the other cool kids that are around. So she puts in a dime and like makes a selection on the thing, and is just like so giddy, So she's gonna we got this thing. Oh yeah. So she's gonna say a cool 50s thing, which she's gonna grab you by the hand and go, "Come on, Snake, let's rattle!" And she's gonna pull you up.
and I am laughing exactly like that.
And you're gonna join like maybe like 6 other teenagers like off to one side where the big jukebox is, and everyone starts grooving and stuff.
And I'm dancing weird.
Yeah,
like not on purpose.
Is Kate experienced in dancing? Is she a dancer?
No. But like Kate's a dancer, in that like she's capable of moving her body to music, but not with, I feel like dancing back then was still pretty
simpler.
Regimented.
It's
like,
simpler, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like even when it's just like bopping back and forth, it's kind of based on something.
You feel comfortable just doing the twist,
right?
Like, that's simple.
Well, but it like, I guess Kate's probably, I don't know if there's how they are about like closeness between bodies, but Kate's probably gonna push that limit inadvertently.
That's
if
fine.
That's a thing.
No, sure.
At this point, I don't know what to say.
People aren't paired off like that.
Right.
This isn't like
okay, we're just in a.
It's not slow dancing.
Yeah. So we're just in a group.
Just grooving. Yeah.
Grooving.
Yeah. They're like some of the boys might like try not move you into a slow dance with arms around you, but definitely like pulling off to the side and doing a quick twist and like some of them do the mashed potato and stuff. And you're just kind of like. Whatever, like I'm just gonna stick to what I know, like trying to copy what you see other kids doing, just trying to blend in. But Betty is like, like cutting loose in the way that she probably hasn't had in a while. And she's not insane, she's not out of control, but she's definitely having a great time and is getting a much needed like eco boost. And like you can see some of the guys, like want to pull her off and like dance on whatever, and she dances a little bit, but not too much. She seems a little weirded out because it's she doesn't know these people and stuff like that.
So I'll like.
It's not creepy. It's just
right.
It's just people are being fast and loose, and she's sticking close to you, because she said she's not from Hill Valley. She doesn't really know these kids either.
Yeah. I'll try one of those spin moves on her. I know it's unorthodox, but
she'll go right into it, and you get the sense that she's definitely like more of an experienced dancer.
Okay.
And she just goes into it, and you get a couple crooked eyebrows, from people. Not like it's not like a record screech stop, but it's just just all right, whatever. And again, just you having this image that you bring to it, and after the song finally ends and you've had a great time, like you see one preppy looking young man sort of trying to chat up Betty, just like he's like, hey, I haven't seen you around here before, and just making small talk, whatever. And she's just like, oh no, I'm busy. I'm with a friend. I gotta, me and my friend, we gotta go, whatever. He's like, no, I want you to stick around. Not creepy. Just she showed off some moves, and to young ladies coming out.
Hey, what you talking about?
He's like, oh, hey, I was just saying, your friend here, she's got some great moves. I was wondering if you guys wanted to hang out more, or are you busy? You got to go anywhere? We got an open booth over here, me and some of the other fellas.
Well, hey, that's pretty cool, but we're on a mission, so maybe later.
All right, mystery lady, top secret mission. That's all right. Well, hey, if you guys want to meet up later,
him.
We're gonna be hanging out, so it's all good. And just anyway, so they're gonna wave. Betty's gonna like she's blushing and everything like that, and she'll like lead you back outside, and you guys can be back on your way. So with that, now the plan now is she's taking you to your uncle's.
Yeah, my uncle Emmett Brown.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking me out, Betty.
She goes, thanks for, going on a whim. I mean, I don't know. Like I haven't done that in a really long time. So
you're a fun date.
She is speechless. Like it's just like she's like, anyway, so it shouldn't be too far. Wow. Okay. So where are you going to be in town for a while? Can we like hang out again?
Betty, I would love that. Given what happened, I need to circle up with my uncle. But I will call you, and I would really hope to see you again. So, in fact, your mom gave me her number. Did I get
phone
her
number
address as well?
Oh yeah, the address. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Great. Because I had a great time, and hey, if I can be the excuse for you getting out of the house a little bit more often, I'd like that.
She's like, wow, awesome, great, okay. So but it's not long. It's just a few minutes away. Finally, you pull up right outside the address, and you recognize the garage from when you visited Doc in the 80s. But you see this large manor just like attached to it, and certainly wasn't expecting it. And you're kind of like a little confused at first. Like, does he live in a garage?
Doc is loaded.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You remember, that's right. He did say something about selling his entire family fortune. So wow. Okay.
Hey, Betty, I would ask you inside, but I don't know what the situation is right now. But
she's like, you didn't tell me your uncle lived in Fat City. This is crazy. Wow.
Well,
she's like in awe of this giant house.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But tell you what, maybe next time. But I will call you really soon.
She's like, okay, like tomorrow or like.
Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
She's like, okay, well, it was great to meet you, and I'm glad we're not related. I mean, I'm glad we're friends, but oh gosh, okay, I'm glad. And then
yeah, hey, and I kiss her on the cheek.
As you lean in to kiss her, she leans in to kiss you on the lips.
Oh shit! I go for that. Yeah.
And then you do, and then she's like, "I'm sorry. I just
Shh. Hey! Don't be sorry." And are we like still in the car, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. Betty, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. And I kiss her again.
Ooh, no, okay. So she does, but she's very timid this time, and it's just kind of like, I need to go. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Oh gosh.
It's cool. We're just having fun. I'll see you later.
Okay. And then she'll drive off, kind of like very like flustered, but not necessarily in a great way.
Oh shit! Yeah, your reactions to that, I was like, oh no.
And
shit.
So then she'll drive off, and you find yourself standing in the driveway.
Boy, I feel weird. That's
You feel weird.
Yeah, no, I mean,
how do you think she feels?
Well, I feel weird having clearly like done something maybe I shouldn't have just then, because it was supposed to be reassuring, and then I got scared, and now I'm like, so.
All right. Well, hey.
Yeah.
You're
anyway,
here now.
Here I am.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. Who knows what's gonna happen? I walk up to the door and I knock on it.
There's no answer at first.
Are there any lights on?
Yeah.
Okay.
There definitely appears to be somebody home, and there's a car in the like appears to be a car in the driveway too.
Doc Brown, I'm friends with Marty McFly.
And you'll hear some shuffling around, and then the front door opens really slowly, and you see a younger Dr. Emmett Brown. He's like wearing like evening wear, and he looks like he's drunk. Doesn't smell like he's drunk, but he has a very saggy look about him, very pale.
Does he smell like he's drunk?
No.
Okay.
And his hair is unkempt, and I don't mean wild in the scientist way, but like little grimy. He looks like he's like he may have just rolled out of bed, but been asleep all day or something. He doesn't look well. And he's like, you said Marty McFly?
Yeah. Hey, Doc. I'm a time traveler from 2016. We need to talk about Marty. We need to talk about you. We need to talk about the DeLorean.
He just pushes the door the rest of the way open. It squeaks open. He doesn't say a word, and he just steps inside and like leaves it open for you.
Okay. I walk in. I close it.
Inside, you can see it's a large. You're not familiar with this area at all. But it's a large mansion, a lot of old-fashioned stuff in there. But a couple things that stand out is that it seems a little messy. There's a lot of papers laying around, like all over the floor, spread out. A lot of signs here, not of a hoarder, but certainly of like someone who's very depressed. Like there's a lot of stuff, like empty containers of food and stuff that's been like left around. Specifically, you see a lot of empty ice cream cartons laying around. You also notice a model train set is weaving its way throughout the entire house,
That's
all over the place. And Doc will walk over to the living room by the fireplace, sort of plop himself down onto the couch there, which has newspapers like all over it, and he's just like, "All right, future girl, what's happened now?"
All right. Okay, so first of all, I fibbed a little bit. I don't know Marty. You told me about Marty. But I know about that letter, and I know how you eventually put it together. I don't know if you put it back together yet, but you do that. And also that you work for the Manhattan Project. I'm just trying to establish a baseline that I know you and that everything's Jake, right? And that's a slang from the 1920s, but I don't know. I've been trying to use this 50 slang all day. It's really weird.
And he looks at you like annoyed, but he's listening to you. But he's just like,
So I break it down for him. Like, really quick. But like, most of all, like, like something bad happened with Biff. I'm assuming he knows Biff because Marty knows Biff, and so on and so forth. So that he and I came back to stop a thing from happening that was a time displacement thing, and that he disappeared and an object disappeared. And then I'm like the whole time I'm like looking all around, I'm like, are you okay? And I end with very abruptly, like, Doc, are you okay?
He says, no, but why did you come knocking on my door? You just told me you know how to use the time machine. It's over at you've hid it over in Lion Estates. Why not just go back to where you came from? What does this have to do with me?
Well, I had to lie to get here. So this is like, I know that like I could just go and I didn't have to like interfere like this or whatever, but I'm just trying to cover my bases, because if I screw up time travel, you know, you've done this before, sort of. So I'm trying to not end up some kind of like temporal stain on the universe. So I figured I'd just knock on your door. We have a fully functional DeLorean, and that with you know, fuel supplies and everything, it's ready to go. If I can get a lift over to Lion Estates, we can just just make sure I'm doing it right, and we're good. Everything's fine, and you know that you are, you know, probably okay. I'm gonna go check.
How would I know if you're doing it right? You've traveled through time. I've just been here. I haven't even invented the machine yet. You know more than I do about it.
Come on, Doc. Don't sell yourself short. You invented not one but 3 modes of time travel. It doesn't matter that you haven't done it yet. You're going to. You're a very brilliant and kind person.
And he's not. He doesn't seem agitated with you specifically. He just seems very short-fused. He just seems very morose.
Tell you what, man. You drop me off at Lion Estates, you never see me again. If that's how you want to play it, and that's fine. That's all I need. I just don't know. I don't know where the hell I am.
He says, "Least I could do is make sure you get on your way safely. I'm sorry. It's no one should know too much about their own destiny." And then he gets up and he's going to start gathering stuff to get ready to take you away.
Okay. Look, Doc, are you sure that you're okay? Because this whole destiny business of yours, yes and no, right? But the fact of the matter is, I'm here. Time Stream's been, let's say you and I fixed it. It's been jostled. So, like, maybe I'm supposed to be here. What's wrong?
He says, you being here jostling the time stream is one of many possible side effects of the changes that I've already seen. I say it all the time. No one should know too much about their own destiny. But I'm afraid I've discovered too much about mine that I can't guarantee the time stream continues the way it's naturally supposed to. Whether that results in a paradox, whether that results in something fading out of existence that existed before, I have no way of knowing. And I'm just living with the consequences. But either way, I feel the sooner we get you back to your time, the closer we can be to the way things are supposed to be.
Well, it can't hurt if you tell me about it. I'm a little black box that you can whisper all your secrets into, and it doesn't matter because I'm going back to 2016. And you'll be the distant past.
He kind of gives you a side eye, not like an evil side eye, but just one of like, like sort of like caution to the wind, like, well, and he says, you know about Marty, and I sent him back to 1985.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I did, Marty appeared again and found himself stuck here again. And he told me all about another story involving Biff Tannen and a book and myself disappearing. So because of that, my future self ended up in 1885, stuck in time. I was living out my life. Well, I will live out my life in 1885, and my future self prepared pieces of the DeLorean so that I could provide Marty with a way back to 1985 for him to live out the rest of his life in the time that he came from. But what we failed to realize was that my future self dies an untimely death in 1885. My future self is buried up at Boot Hill Cemetery just outside of town. And I'm doomed. And the knowledge of my death that my future self did not know, but I do. I'm not supposed to know when I die. My future self is not supposed to know that he's going to be shot on September 7th, 1885. But I know that. In me knowing that, how can I be sure that I'll be sent back to 1885 and leave the instructions for Marty and have the time continuum preserved the way it's supposed to be? How can this be done if you know when you're going to die? Man's not supposed to know these things. And in doing so, in helping Marty, he volunteered to go back and save me. But the tombstone's still here. So my only conclusion is that Marty failed, and the friend I've known for a week, but in my future, know for a long time, who inspired me and became a companion that I just traveled through time and sent him to his doom. And he's unable to save me. And I can't... How can I go on? How can I create a machine that will allow this terrible sequence of events to take place? And by not doing it, by trying to change the future, something awful could happen.
All right. What room are we in?
Just the living room, lit by a fireplace. There's a couple couches, chairs.
Okay. Great.
Little toy train running between all the, like, around the legs of all the couches and up and around.
Lion Estates can wait for the moment. Sit the fuck down.
He's already laying there. He's
okay.
He'll sort of like, yeah.
Doc, what you've just explained to me, the Doc Brown that I know, none of that happened to him. That means that, at least to some extent, we fixed the time stream, except for the part where you were displaced. So, there's a couple things can happen here. If Marty went... So Marty's gone back in time to save you.
To 1885.
And as of now, you have no proof that either of you survived?
That's what it would seem.
But do you know for a fact that you're dead? Because obviously if you disappear because you got in a time machine, they just assume that you were dead or disappeared or something.
On the same date, they would make a headstone. Who would pay for the headstone? The headstone just exists for a man who disappears in the 1880s.
Hey Doc, what I know about the 1880s could fill a thimble. But look, a couple important things. One, apparently, like according to Doc Brown, according to you, I'm from a time stream that shouldn't exist. Now, I'm still here, but it sounds like there was a moment where your pal Marty maybe ceased to exist. He never befriended Doc Brown in the 1980s. If he shows up here, leading to a whole series of events that the Doc Brown I knew never knew, that means that maybe there's still problems. Maybe there's still problems, but something has changed. And that's huge. And that all goes to show that, like, yeah, maybe time travel is irresponsible. Maybe it's irresponsible. I don't know. But you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So you might as well have fun with it.
Do I look like I'm having fun?
No, you don't. So let's fucking change it.
He kind of gives a curt nod, not completely in agreement, but just sort of conceding to some of what you're saying. He says, "Well, one thing that we have now that we didn't have before is a time machine.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's some way to fix this, that's the only way out for now.
Great.
So he's still a little low. You know, he's not reinvig. But you've reached him. You've reached him in a place that helps, which is a place of logic. that works for him. So he's gonna grab the keys, and he's gonna say, "All right, Lion Estates it is," and he's gonna lead you out if you're ready to go. Lead you to go pick up the car.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Kate Was Here. To support this and other surprise RPG experiences, head to patreon.com/omniverse media.